kadunggan ng mga tao na muingon na ganahan ni mo start og plano sa mong finances. Pero wala mi kabaw asa mi magsugod. And then I thought, why don't people start thinking like a financial planner? Hi, this is Gwen Lazarito, and today let me share with you how a financial planner plans finances. So it turns out nga kanang naadi ay ni i-follow sa day na structure on how to plan finances. Now, the plan or structure, I would say, is called the financial planning pyramid. So similar sa siya sa Maslow's financial hierarchy of needs, if familiar mo ana. So with the financial planning pyramid, naan na siya steps. So we chose or the pyramid was chosen as the structure for dili square, dili circle. Kay with the pyramid manggod, ang pinaka bottom jud maoy pinaka importante kay kung wala ang bottom, mo fall apart ang the rest of the steps. So the bottom goes first, it's of the highest importance. Next kay katong the second step, then the third step, until finally you reach the fourth step. There is no shortcuts. Dili pwede nga ay unahon sa nako ang fourth step before doing the first step. No. So what is this financial planning pyramid? So you should be able to Google it, no? Kay available man jud siya for public consumption. It should be anywhere and everywhere if you Google it. But let me just explain it to you. So the first step, or the most basic of the pyramid, is your risk and how you can protect your risk. So what are your risks man? So kanip magkuha na lang jud ko. Hana lang jud ko disclaimer ginagmay nga we will be touching on a few scary topics or taboos sa namahanlok jud storyaan sa mga Pinoy. So number one of your risks is your premature death or dying early, either through an accident or through a sickness. So muna siya, one of the things that you have to plan, especially if naamoy dependents, may it be your parents or your children or your family in general, or maybe even your brothers and sisters if nagdepend pa ang imuhang siblings sa imuha. So that premature death, how can you protect that? It's simple, life insurance. Kay I will explain that maybe in a future video, but yes, one of the things that you can do to protect that part, that risk of yours, which is premature death, is your life insurance. Next risk that you need to protect is disability. So in case nga, especially kanang mga tao nga nagamotor or even nga nagasakinan or even mga pasahero lang, wala jud ta kabaw kung kano sa atang disgrasya si makuno. So you need to protect that. You need to protect yourself against disability. Once you're disabled, what do? There are some people nga maglisod ng pangitag trabaho, di ba? So in the event na maglisod kag pangitag trabaho, asa ka mukuha kwarta. So that's another thing to think about. The third risk that you need to protect yourself from is from illnesses. So especially sa ato ang lifestyle in this day and age, it's not very healthy. Bisag ako kanang kuan jud ko ani, igo sa jud ko ani because I'm not eating very healthy all of the time. So mo nang mag-expect, dili lang sa ta mag-expect no nga kanang wala jud tay sakit. So that's one of the things that you have to think about, and especially if it runs in your blood nga kanang naay cancer, hypertension, sa pabala diabetes. So those are the risks that you cannot avoid. You don't know when they're going to happen, but you know at the back of your mind they're going to happen, especially if it's in your genes. So you have to protect yourself against that as early as now. Nga naa pa mo'y means of generating income, naa pa mo'y means to work. Protect yourself. Next is medical bills. So naa jud na panahon nga it's either through illness or through accidents nga we will incur medical charges. And naa jud kinabasahan ani nga na ako no iniingon nga nurse nga daghan daw siya nakit-an nga mga dato nga nisud sa hospital pero pagawas pobre na. And tinuod jud ni siya. I've seen a lot of people who lost their wealth kay they thought nga they had enough money, but when kanang madutlan o illness or accident ang one of their family members na wag tang jud ang kwarta. So that's one of the things that you have to think about and that you have to protect yourself with. Kay bisan pag grabe kay kamo trabaho dira, if one of these risks happen to you, lisod jud ibangon. I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying that lisod siya. So as early as now, nga wa pa ka naglisod, plan for your future. Again, this is financial planning. Next one, and the last of the risks that I'm going to talk about is long-term care. So this is in case nga kana ma-disable mo or madugay mo sa ospital. So if madugay mo sa ospital kay na mo yung kanang type of illness or disease nga maglisod ka gawas sa ospital, unsaon man na nimo pag-prepare sa imong self for that kind of risk. So that's another thing to think about. So again, that's premature death, disability, illness, medical bills, and long-term care. So those are the 5 risks that you need to protect yourself. So that's the basic step in your financial planning pyramid. The next step is your savings. So kay these are the events naman dayon nga that you can't control. Kay katong mga risks, those are the events that you cannot never control. O kakabaw ka sa kang sakit, o kakabaw if ma-aksidente ka or dili. The only thing that you can do is to plan for it. Now, this next step is the things that you can control. And one ang second step siya because although it is important, mas importante mo itong mga things na dili mo makontrol. So there are actually six types of things that you can control, and I will label it as your savings. So the first one is usually, especially for Filipinos, it's your home. So that's your mortgage. Kay most of us, if not all, kay ganahan jud magkabalay. So those are the things that you have to save for. You can save for kay pwede man dili sa kamo balay, di ba? Pwede sa mubalay ka. So it's a choice naman, but most of the time we all want it. So you have to save for that, or you have to plan for that at least. The next one is your emergency fund. So dili jud kanya siya inaana, although importante jud siya. One of the very first things that I tell people to do is to start their emergency fund man. Kay although this is a choice, it's a good choice. It's one of the best choice that you will ever make is to start your emergency fund. And I've tackled this in a previous vlog kung unsaon ninyo pag-start sa inyong emergency fund. I think it was the vlog about what you can do in your 13th month pay. So kana, watch that. Next is your personal savings. So you can start your personal savings. And this is for your wants and for your dreams. If you have a bucket list that requires financing, then pwede na nimo magamit yung mga personal savings for that. The fourth one is debt reduction. So this is one of the things that you really have to plan for and that you really have to work hard on. So I remember nga my Australian client read Rich Dad Poor Dad. So he told me about this nga after reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, naka-realize siya kung unsa siya ka bati pag-handle sa iyahang finances. So what he did was that for the next 8 months after reading the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, he devoted himself into paying off all his debts. So in Australia, may kanang mga student loans, credit cards, uso kay credit cards, and kanang daghan sa jud daw kaayo siya credit cards, and unsa pa ng mga loan nga iyahang gipagkuha dra iya jud daw nang gibayran tanan. Because even if you think that you have a lot of money, if you have debt, especially bad debt, katong mga debts nga dili mo hatag og interest sa imuha or kanang dili mo hatag og income sa imuha, those are the things that you really have to zero out for you to move on to step number 3 in your financial planning pyramid. So kana, debt reduction. The next one is your retirement savings. So, importante ka ni retirement because SSS simply is not enough. Currently, like I've said in past videos, my mom receives 4,000. Yan ka na siya, kulang pagali na siya for her medical maintenance. So, asa ko, if ever wala ko, or naglisod ko pag-ayo, unsaon na lang ka niya pag handle like everyday expenses, di ba? And also the main goal man sad nato why we start planning our finances is para dili na ta magsalig sa laing tao, para di na nato ma-burden ang ubang tao sa ato ang mga panginahanglan. So that plan for your retirement. Next is plan for the education of your family, or especially for your kids, because college is not cheap. We all know this, especially the ones who went through college, dili siya barato. And especially the ones jud nga wala na katungtong og college, kay tungod kay mahal jud kaayo ang tuition. So as early as now, it would be great, especially if you have the means and the capacity, if naa kay extra money, to start planning and saving for your children's education, especially if you are planning to have a big family, if you're planning to have 2 to 3 kids. It's very essential na you have an educational plan or savings in one form or the other. And that's it. That's 6 naman dito. So, again, that would be your house or for mortgage, your emergency fund, your personal savings, then your debt reduction or paying off your debts, and then there's retirement, and then there's your educational savings. Next would be the third step in the financial planning pyramid is your investment. So, dili na ni magsugod na kanang mag-start na kasi mo ang investment. This is to grow your wealth. So, kadug na jud ka dato ani once you're at this step. And that includes, diversifying your portfolio a bit by investing in shares, gold. I would really suggest gold. Investments, types of investments, whether it's blue chips, bonds, stocks, you name it. I won't discuss that in detail. This is just an overview of what you can use as a vehicle to grow your wealth. And properties, yes. So, very good investment dun ang properties, because I never saw real estate go down or depreciate in value. Depende na sa pagdala o sa pag-market. But maybe in future videos, I will be discussing about that. But yes, that's it. So again, that's shares, gold, investments, and properties. Now, the last step to the pyramid, ang pinakataas, no, is your legacy. So, wealth transference. Tama ba? Or basically, transferring your wealth. Kay, di ba, nag-start ka, nga imuhang giprotektaan, imuhang kaugalingon, o imuhang pamilya from financial disaster. That's step 1. Next is, you're trying to save up to build your wealth. Muna ni siya, kumana makag-protection, so you're trying to save up. You're trying to pay off all your debts, inana, imuhang gipang settle, gipang hanay na nimo ang imuhang kwarta. So once na hanay na nimo tanan nimong kwarta, you have liquid assets, you've paid off all your debts na, you have savings for your wants. And the next step na sad is to start to grow your wealth na, and not every Filipino has gone through this stage in their life. Usually puto-budget sila sa second step, no? But because we are all interested in gaining more so that we can provide more for our family and for our community, that's why we strive for step 3, and that is building your wealth. So if you've gone through my goal setting video, on the last video that I did, mo naman to siya nga you have a financial goal for yourself. So once you've reached your financial goal sa step 3, ang imo naman sa concern ana is kung saon man para makabenepisyo ang ubang tao sa ako ang napundar. And that includes your family as well as the things that you believe in or your community. So kana siya, dira na namabutang ang legacy, which is the final step. And that is how you plan your estate. So mamatay man dyan ng tao, no? So before mo mamatay, dapat ninyo igahin na ang inyong kwarta para di lang siya mapunta sa gobyerno. So ang buhaton nimo ana is you get a financial planner, you get an attorney, the 3 of you gets to go in one room, even before your accountant, or I think dapat ba na accountant, and I'm not sure. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But yes, you gather all of your financial team together to discuss your properties. How is this property going to be paid sa taxes? Kay naman ay estate tax. So before it gets transferred to your heirs, naman ay estate tax. It's not cheap. It's very expensive. So you have to talk about it. Imuhang money sa bank, unsaon na siya paggahin, especially if you have a lot of family members na you wish to be heirs to your estate. So, medyo lisod na siya storyaan, especially if wala pang may estate. But I will try my best to explain each of these steps in more detail on future videos. But for now, please have a think of this. If you're the type na who is ambitious enough to want to reach the fourth step of the financial planning pyramid, then you better get your pen and your paper and start planning your finances now. Because, again, your best life starts when you decide. This is Gwen Lazarito. Have a great day. Bye!